Have the November election right around the corner, and Ron, you've been keeping an eye on voter turnout, not looking good in a society, in an atmosphere where everyone's complaining about politics, but they're still not getting involved with politics.
Absolutely, Isiah. I mean, the same energy I saw last weekend with the No Kings rally, where there were hundreds of thousands of people, that hasn't translated to the ballot box. There's been like skeletons at the polls. There's been very few ballot by mails turned in early. There seems to be a lot of voter apathy right now, and I'm hoping that there'll be a shot in the arm, that people are going to be engaged and fired up. But right now, quite frankly, for the 18th Congressional District, for the City of Houston race, certainly for these 17 constitutional amendments, citizens don't seem like they're really motivated to go to the polls.
And not to ignore Angela, because Angela's coming up, but is this what Angela wants? People not going to the polls?
No, absolutely. It's not just Angela, but Angela represents the MAGA base that wants to keep voter turnout low. That's why they got rid of same-day voter registration. You can't do it. They don't have online voter registration. They took out extended voting hours, drive-through voting, mobile voting, all of those things to make voting more convenient. They've taken out, they made ballot by mail more difficult, where now you have to include your social security number. We have the strictest voter ID law in the country. So yes, her base wants to keep voters small because they can win elections. When elections are bigger, larger turnout, more of the demographics vote that represent minority communities, then Republicans tend to lose.
All right, Angela, we're no longer going to ignore you.
Thank you. I won't be ignored, Dan. I would just say, I like to say, President Trump got 77 million votes a year ago. Senator knee pads got allegedly 3 million or something like that. I think there's plenty of voter enthusiasm across the board. However, with an off-year election and an off-cycle election, and especially the CD18 election, that's a special election to fill Sylvester Turner's seat. I will agree with Ron, though, if it continues to be a low turnout, that greatly favors Carmen Montiel, the Republican running, who's the Republican. Yeah. Now, that's not my fault. I mean, the district is still a D district, as you and I have discussed many times. I think we need to put a little over-under on who's going to be, who are going to be the top 3 vote getters. I think Carmen will be in there. I think Jolanda Jones, our good friend Jolanda Jones, who I'm like low-key wishing that she and Jasmine Crockett could go at it in Congress. That would make me very happy. And I think Christian Menefee.
Menefee, and don't forget Amanda Edwards.
Yeah, Amanda Edwards. So.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Isaiah Martin was somewhere in the mix. So.
I'm not familiar with him, but the thing is that it's going to dilute the Democrat vote, and that's better news for Carmen. So in a weird way, she could slip in there, man. She could slip in there. It could happen.
But you would agree with me that lower turnout elections tend to favor Republicans. That's what the research shows.
I mean, if that's what the research shows, I don't have a problem with that. I don't think.
That's what they say.
If that's what they say. But again, I think that we're not dealing with necessarily the midterms. I think are going to be a high energy situation, and maybe some of the the Grand Tifa and Trans Tifa and Antifa and the people that wish Charlie Kirk to be assassinated every day, they'll be going out in droves to vote.
Well, Isaiah, one of the theories that I have from talking to people feel beat down. When I talk to Democrats, they feel dejected by Trump and these executive orders, these ICE raids, these ending diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's what I'm telling them.
That should be enthusiasm to get out there and
vote. But they feel deflated. Many of them feel like, they feel helpless. And I'm like, no, elections matter. You need to get your ass out there and vote. This is why you really should vote. But I hope that will change. Even when I'm out there at the No Kings rally, I saw very few people of color out there. It was mostly people who look like Angela.
Liberal white women are the bane of my existence, as I will continue to say.
There was a lot of soccer moms out there.
The literal worst. All you West U moms out there, I know of what I speak. Look, again, I don't think it's a matter of Democrats are dejected. The Trump record so far in less than a year has been extraordinary. The man does not sleep.
Not even a year.
Not even a year. It's been absolutely extraordinary, and the American people, by and large, support what he's doing. Not only that,
well, he's at his lowest approval rate.
Even Harry Enton at CNN is saying, listen, the people that when we poll these people, they're like, yeah, we expected him to do all these things.
We'll continue this conversation on The Factor Uncensored in just a moment. Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. What we have seen around this country, many people not motivated to vote unless there's a huge presidential election. But what we have seen, more Republicans consistently voting. We talked to our experts about that tonight.
Yeah, 7 million people coming across the country that were basically protesting no king.
There was no
to Trump.
7 million. There was
over
650.
7 million
According to
across
the George Soros-funded Indivisible.
There was 250,000 in Chicago alone. There was 15,000 right around the corner downtown Houston.
If that was the case, then where are the aerial photographs? Oh, I know. MSNBC used an aerial photograph from a 2017 rally in Boston and claimed it was yesterday.
The only people lying about turnout is Trump.
Okay, like, look, here's the thing, guys. They can be dejected all day. I love it when the Democrats are dejected, but when Democrats are dejected, they get violent, as we have seen.
No, we saw no violence.
Right, thank God. And I have no problem with people going out and screaming at the sky peacefully. None whatsoever. But the Democrats have become increasingly willing to use violence to gain their ends, and that is something that is frightening for us all, I think.
And really quick, Angela, let me ask you this. Where do Republicans get the wherewithal, the enthusiasm to get out and vote all the time? There's consistency there that we don't see with Democrats.
Well, Republicans go to podcasts and go to social media, and they seem to be winning the information war right now because X is not censored anymore, because YouTube has had to go with their tail between their legs and uncensor people, yours truly included. And they seem to be winning the meme war. They're winning. Like, Democrats are like, they're kind of sad sacks right now. I sort of feel bad for them.
And one point
Not
she brings
really.
up.
Yeah, right.
Not really.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, sorry,
One
sorry.
point she brings up, though, the Republicans embrace podcasters.
They do, totally.
During the last election
Joe
cycle.
Rogan, they kill it. Rush
blogs,
Limbaugh.
talking to non-journalists
That's
who
correct.
are out there.
Correct.
And the Democrats were resistant to that. Did you make a mistake, and
I
do
think
you
so.
continue
Absolutely.
to make a
I
mistake?
mean, you know, doing an autopsy of it, I think there were some mistakes made. One of the mistakes was made was not embracing podcasts. There were millions of people that we missed by the podcast, but not embracing the podcast. That has been a great platform, talk radio, podcast from, you know, Joe Rogan, from, you know, all of the conservative media that they have. It's been effective. And Democrats are going to have to find a way to do a better job of getting our message out to the masses. They've done a great job of appealing to low information voters, voters that don't have college degrees.
But
Democrats
really
have
quick,
to do
and let
a
me
better
bring
job.
this point, because I recently heard a report where they said when Hillary Clinton said the deplorables.
Yeah.
That
hurt
was-
it
Or
voted.
Joe
It
Biden
did.
calling
And
us
then when you say low
garbage.
information voters.
Yeah.
Low propensity voters.
No. Low propensity is different than low information voters.
Let me rephrase. Let me
And
do a
I-
remix.
I will submit
Give
to
us something
you.
new. Think of something new.
I will
Low
submit to
propensity
you.
voters. Voters that don't tend to vote in frequent
That's
elections.
low propensity, not a
Yeah.
low information.
Well-
I will submit to you that the country had a belly full of radical leftism in the years of Joe Biden, and the American people are so done with it. They're so done with it that cuts across all ethnicities, both genders, gay, straight, whatever. And also, Democrats seem to be the ones who are low information because they literally get their talking points from the same legacy media, the same local news stations that literally will blurb out the same script over and over throughout the country. So, or the New York Times or the LA Times, and they're all saying the same thing. And they've been wrong about everything. Russia collusion hoax, Crossfire Hurricane hoax. I mean, the list goes on of the things they've outwardly out and out lied about. And the American people are waking up to that, and they don't trust the media.
Well, there's so much misinformation and disinformation, flat out fake and false news that comes out from the right. Democrats need a better job of being able to counter that because there's so much negative, false information out there on the internet, Russian trolls and everybody else that's designed. No, it was true.
And really quick, Ron, could it be
Russia.
that the Democrats spend so much time countering till they can't deliver their message?
Yeah, Democrats have been too much on defense. We need
Yeah.
to get on offense. Take our message on offense. We need more Democrats that are willing to fight, that are willing to stand up to the bully, wannabe King Trump.
You mean the
When I-
guy
when I
y'all call
talk to
Hitler
Democrats, when I talk to
24/7?
Democrats, they say, "Hey, I want y'all to be strong. They admire Trump being a strong man. They don't like his policies, but they admire his bravado. They want Democrats to be strong instead of soft and weak.
The problem is they now have a party full of people who don't know what a woman is and think that they can change their gender. That is the problem with the Democrat Party. They went too woke, and now the woke part of the Democrat Party has a stranglehold. The AOCs of the world have a stranglehold.
People embrace the AOCs, the Jasmine Crockett's, the Bernie Sanders. They have record crowds.
And I would say to you, I hope they continue to do that, because the Democrats are going to lose.
They're energizing our base. They're fighting. They're taking the fight to Trump.
And in a general election, they will get absolutely